Hiya, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris News. Union representatives have been invited to discuss reopening plans for Disneyland Paris on Monday, the 17th of May. That's tomorrow.
As restrictions lift, a number of businesses in and around Marne-la-Vallée begin to reopen. The Sea Life Centre and Gaumont Cinema will both reopen May the 19th, the World of Disney on May 22nd, and Vapiano has published a reopening date of June the 9th.
The Buffalo Bill signage has been partially dismantled, ending any hope that the show may return post-COVID.
Eurostar will not resume direct services to Disneyland Paris until at least October.
In international, I'm sorry, you have to warn me when you're going to do stuff like that. I've gone to a giggle. In international news, Walt Disney World no longer requires the wearing of masks outside or temperature checks on entering the park.
That was the news.
Yay!
I just want to say before we get into anything, Mark Riley says, my girl just had her 11th birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And I'm knackered. The first few minutes of the show better be a thrill of a roller coaster ride, otherwise I'm off to bed.
Quick, Hugh, show him your boobs.
God, which one? Which one?
Left.
I can't decide.
Left.
The middle one.
Right, yeah, we do. We've got an interesting show for you today, so you need to stick around to the end because it is going to titillate and engage all the way through.
It is saucy. And literally, you will see.
It's about to get saucy. We're going to start with the news. We're going to talk about Buffalo Bills. And then our discussion today is what is on our Disney bucket lists, meaning what have we done that what have we never done?
What haven't we done?
That we hope to do at some point in our lives at Disneyland Paris. And finally, we have discovered a little gem on YouTube, which we would like to recommend and talk about.
Oh.
So, Hugh, who do we have in the chat? What's going on in your life?
All sorts of people. People just watching and being quiet, which I always say this, absolutely fine. We've got Mark Riley, Andrew Palmer, Sam Metcalf.
Hello.
Hello.
Hannah.
All three of you.
Hannah Marie's there. Mark
Yay.
Chester. So we've got both the Marks.
Both
Marky and Marky.
Whoa.
There's also some people have contacted us over the week and said, "Oh, we do watch, but we're lurkers." Do you know what? That is absolutely fine, and we tend to do that on live streams.
We love a lurker. We love a lurker.
No, I don't.
Oh no, well,
I have to get involved. And actually, when we watch,
I lurk.
when we watch Disney in detail,
Again, recommended.
I'll sort of like punch the air when they start to read out my comment, and sometimes I can see if they're both on. Ian, the chap on that, I can sometimes see him read something, and he'll get a little glint in his eye, and I can see him go, and I can tell he's about to say Hugh, and then I get excited.
They won't read out anything slightly controversial or salty or saucy at all, and so sometimes they go, "Oh, Hugh." And then don't read it out. Don't they?
You don't have a secondary YouTube account then that you can use. So
No, it's never. No, but it's nothing bad. It's just like,
Oh yeah,
and maybe slightly,
a little bit blue or something.
But not even that. Just something that's not like squeaky clean.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
We're quite clean.
Yeah. Generally, at least from the waist up.
Although we have promised to be saucy.
Can we fulfill that promise, Huey?
So, yes. What should I now? Yeah,
Get your sauce on. I mean,
I'm intrigued. Honestly.
Mark needs to go to bed.
Well, what I've got here, right? I saw this I'm on this group on Facebook called Extreme Coupons and Bargaining. No, Extreme Bargains and Couponing.
Of course you are.
Extreme Coupons and Bargaining.
He was so cool when I met him.
Hey, this is cool. Wait till you see what I found. 99p this. Now, this is called Hela Spiced Ketchup Curry.
Ooh,
right?
Right.
I'll hold it close. Not if you can see that.
Yeah, and then we can just about see it.
But I suspect this is going to taste like the sauce you get on the hot dogs at Pinocchio's
Yes.
What's the restaurant called?
The Chateau de la Marionnette.
Chateau. Chalet?
Chateau. Maybe Chalet.
Yeah.
Let me look it up while you're talking.
Pinocchio's in Fantasyland. They have this sort of curry ketchup on there. I suspect it's going to be like that. So, Chris, when you're allowed into our side of the house,
yes,
because as we've said before, our house at 37 Disney Street straddles two councils, so we've not been able to meet up for months. Yeah. I think we should sample these hot dogs. Will you partake with me?
I would be really
honoured?
Quite delighted to. Yeah, I'd be honoured. Now, I haven't had hot dogs from said Chalet Struck.
Well, they're actually like currywurst, aren't they?
Yeah, it's currywurst sauce.
It is Chalet. Chalet de la Marionnette.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Chateau's Castle.
That's going to be soon then, Hugh, presumably.
Yeah, well, I was going to do it this week, and then I thought, no, wait. And also, next week is Eurovision. And as you know, at Eurovision, I like to take a special trip to Lidl and do a sort of pan-Euro trip around the culinary treats of Europe. Just by shopping in Lidl for half an hour, and then we eat those while watching Eurovision.
Hugh, can we spend a bit of time on that next week, do you think? Just talking through some of your food on this show. I know it's not relevant at all, but I think people should just understand how much you throw yourself into Eurovision.
Yeah.
And it's just us this year.
It is. So we're going to have to double down. We're going to have to make up for all the missing guests. Yeah. We usually have a house party on Eurovision.
Yeah.
Perhaps some themed drinks. We will work it out. Well, maybe we could pitch European Disney princesses against each other, such as, Norway versus Snow White in Germany and Belle in France. I don't know. Yeah. I'm thinking to be continued. Yes,
let's come up with a plan.
Shall I get into the news?
Go on then.
Which dish did you get from Greece? Mark Riley says, do you know what? There is a little Greek section and just anything. I'll probably get some baklava.
Oh, I love baklava. Oh,
falafel. Is falafel Greek?
I don't know.
Olives.
Where's baklava from?
I don't know much about Greek fare, really.
I don't.
Except there used to be a Greek takeaway just down the road from us at uni. And,
it's Turkish. It's Turkish.
And we used, I think it was called Icona with the zigzaggy E, but we used to call it E. coli's because questionable hygiene habits. Right. So, news number one. The union representatives have been invited to discuss reopening plans for Disneyland Paris. Now, to be fair, we reported something very similar to this 2 weeks ago, didn't we? And we were all like, oh, next week we'll have a date. Didn't happen. This sounds a little bit more concrete, as in we know who's going and when they're going. And so unless they can't work it out in less than 5 days, we won't have a date next week, but I think we will. I'm feeling hopeful now. They've got to know.
Thing is, I'm getting increasingly concerned about what's happening here, though. I'm just hearing rumblings that it's going to start. We might have to make some difficult decisions. I'm not sure we'll go to lockdown again, but holidays that we've got planned that we were thinking, I think that's going to happen now in August. I'm thinking,
it'd be fine.
It's that pesky India variant, isn't it?
Fine.
Yeah, well, people have rebranded it the Boris variant. Have you seen?
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, the Boris bug.
They're just calling it the Boris variant on Twitter because, it's kind of on him.
One of the reasons I think the discussions that we talked about 2 weeks ago broke down is I did list last week some possibilities that they might have, and they kept mentioning this health pass or something, or a hygiene pass, and we weren't really clear what it was. Well, it turns out that it was a vaccine passport, basically, to say either you've been vaccinated or you've had a negative test, but it has since been ruled out by the government that they won't be demanding that in places like theme parks, cinemas, etc.
Right.
So, yeah, kind of like that.
But not a very easily forgeable piece of card.
No, we've just on that subject, because we're going to have to prove it to get on a cruise ship. We've downloaded. Well, Hugh already had it.
For listeners, I just held up my vaccination cardboard.
Thank you.
Hugh already had it, but I downloaded the NHS app, and you do have proof of vaccination on the NHS app.
I carefully cross-referenced it with the batch number that was written on my little card as well, and it was correct.
Yes, which is good to know.
Oh, that's good.
So that's just, if you are in a situation where you need to prove it, that's the easiest way that we've found. And I think that's basically, they're not calling it a vaccination passport because it's, you know, it's socialism and fascism and communism and Marxism and all the other isms that the tabloid newspaper like to call it. But download the NHS app. Oh, that was sarcasm, by the way, for anyone who thinks I have issues with the passports. I don't. So I think that's why it all fell apart before, because that was the rumour that we heard. And so they presumably had, now that that's gone, they've had to restart talks. But a lot of hope is in my heart.
Can I just say that? So Andrew tweeted the other day to say, do you feel like you should be moving your show to Monday night because of everything that's going to happen potentially tomorrow, and the news that will be coming out tomorrow? But in all honesty, we've talked about this a little bit, but Sunday's when we can do it, isn't it? And we're more of a magazine show than you know, giving you the hot news as it happens. We'll tweet stuff when we see things, but really, we're here to tell you what's already happened, so that you, just in case you missed it, you know, in case you're not there and you do miss it.
Event TV has the pre-show and the post-show. You know, like Big Brother, they used to have the pre-show of what's going to happen and who's going to fall out with who, and then the post-show that actually means something. I think we're the pre-show because we always seem to miss things, don't we?
And the post-show a week later.
The post show. So as restrictions lift, Sea Life Centre, which is in the Marne-la-Vallée area, is reopening. That's the closest thing they've got to a local tourist attraction that we can compare to Disneyland Paris. All the shopping and dining area in Chessy is reopening. There's no indication. The World of Disney is reopening, and as far as I'm aware, it's opening to its normal hours. There was no indication that, you know, it just opened Saturday and Sunday for a while, limited hours, you know, for 11 till 4 or whatever. I think it is reopening to its normal hours. So things are creeping back. Vapiano's is the only one I could find an official statement for. I did briefly look into things like Rainforest Cafe, Five Guys, you know, all the third-party ones. I couldn't see anything, but that doesn't mean they're not opening, because I suspect they will.
But at least you can get that fresh nappy smell from the 9th of June.
Absolutely.
I thought you were going to say Rainforest Gatto, but then I was thinking of Black Forest Gatto. And Rainforest Cafe and Rainforest Gatto kind of have the similar ring to them. And I thought,
Rainforest Gatto sounds nice, yeah.
That's great, isn't it?
That is,
yeah. Mango in there.
Yeah, they'd have to, wouldn't they? Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, Mango Gatto.
Pleasant.
Indeed.
Indeed, she says, like,
indeed.
cracking on.
Well, you know, you guys provide the humour, I provide the dry, boring facts. While we're in Disney Village, let's talk about Buffalo Bills. Nobody really thought it was returning post-COVID. I think that the livestock has been rehomed, hasn't it? It's gone to pasture, so to speak.
They've eaten it.
Don't say that. No, we reported that they'd gone to beautiful farms.
They had one really good week where all the fridges were stocked full of fresh meat, and they had a great few days there.
Buffalo burgers.
Yeah.
Oh dear. But they've started to take down the signage. They haven't taken down the giant Mickey yet.
Where would you put it?
Which is a shame.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't you like to buy that?
Is it a 3D model?
Yeah.
Wow.
What, just hang it off the top of your house, the corner of your house?
Yeah. That would be amazing.
Yeah. You'd have to be a real fan.
I'm a bit sad about this. You know, we talked about Planet Hollywood the week before last. We've never been to Planet Hollywood. It's not on our bucket list that we're about to talk about. We might go there one day. I'm nothing against it, but might not. But I really like that it's just there and it's big and blue and it looks all weird and exciting and it's got an escalator coming up to it. And it's a good, you know, first things you see Tinkerbell on top of the dome and you see that.
And it brings that kind of American vibe to the, you know, a French park, which, you know.
You're not getting Nutella there.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's about, isn't it? It's this American like lifestyle. So
yeah,
it's an iconic thing,
and it's all hyper realized. Well, that Mickey hanging off the side of the building next to the cinema is a bit of that as well. And I hope that they're pretty quick smart about filling that void.
Yeah,
it's a really big venue.
Yeah, I think it's going to be missing something, isn't it?
Yeah. And as far as it was hard to get a ticket, so it was sold out regularly. I understand why they've stopped doing it because it was questionable. It was beginning to get questionable in several different ways. For example, they still did the whole cowboy and Indian chase, etc. So I'm not surprised it's gone, but I really think that it's I just really hope that something goes there and that we don't just have that sort of empty shop window look at that critical point.
A couple of things. Sam was asking if we've got Twitter and Instagram, which we do, and Facebook. We're all over those. We're kind of not massively regular, are we? But
I think that's more what she was asking was, do you post your stuff on there? Because we post quite comfortably on Twitter. It takes a bit of effort for us to think about what we post on Facebook and Instagram. I get it with pictures, but because obviously you have to put pictures on, we then have to have pictures to post, so it becomes a bit of a complication. But I do use the thing. I'm getting all technical now. I do use a thing called if this then that, and we can cross post from Twitter to Facebook, and we do try to do that sometimes. So that was a very long-winded answer for you. You should have just listened to what I wrote in the chat. Sorry,
we are sporadically on Twitter.
Andrew says he loves Planet Hollywood, but the little lady had her biggest ever meltdown in there.
What did Katie do?
Hannah Marie's hoping for an ice show. That'd be good use of it, wouldn't it?
A few people have said that.
Mike Riley says
to come back.
Bologna Bill's wild Nutella show.
I would pay to see that.
That would be a really good discussion.
Bologna, is that right?
Bologna.
Sorry.
That would be a really good discussion. What would you like to see in the Buffalo Bill area, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Put it on the list, Stuart. Put it on the list. You keep these notes. So that's all well and good. We know what's open, but can you get there? Well, the Eurostar isn't doing direct services until at least October. Now, this isn't a sign of when the parks will open. It's just not financially viable with limited travel, limited capacity. Sorry, I'm hiccuping. It's not worth it to them. You can still get indirect services via Lille, which we have done, and it's fine. It's fine. It takes away that wonderful convenience that you have of just landing at the gates. You have a bit of wandering around a train station and looking for the platform, but it's not too difficult, really. And if you need to get there, that's another way.
There you go.
And then what's our last bit of news? Oh, well, this is Walt Disney World news, but it's always a little canary in the coal mine of what's going on with other Disney parks, isn't it? In that they announced that you no longer have to wear masks outside. It really came very suddenly, and when they announced it, it was like from tomorrow morning.
I'm surprised it was that quick because Universal did it, and then this was like a couple of days later, was it?
I think it might have been the same day,
Has it gone there?
Later that day, it's gone. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Was the first. Yesterday was the first day with no masks, I think.
So COVID's just gone. No COVID.
Oh, sorry, I see.
It's gone.
Is Universal keep them on inside as well?
Yeah, I have to caveat with this. You still have to wear them on indoor attractions. You still have to wear them on rides. You still have to wear them in queues, even in outdoor queues, because you're static and you're next to people. You have to wear them in shops. Similar places to where we'd be wearing them now, but in the UK, you don't wear them walking down the street, do you?
So basically, when you're bimbling, you don't have to wear one, but if you're doing anything with intent, you do, basically.
That's a big relief to us going in August when it can hit a nice, cool 35, 36 degrees quite easily, and it's humid. To not have that thing on your face is a relief. But I'm also very happy to wear them inside, where the air conditioning is and stuff, because it's more pleasant there anyway. And we've bought all the fabric. We don't want it to go to waste.
You showed it on the show and everything.
I know. If anyone's got suggestions, because unfortunately, because I got fat quarters for mine, and I think I've still got a few which I haven't cut out. And fat quarters, sort of quite
quarter of a yard,
a decent size. But some of them have already cut out to the size of the mask, which is kind of like a rectangle. And what else can I do with that material if I'm not going to get masks out of them?
Pencil case.
I don't know. Because I spent about 20 quid on this lot, maybe more actually.
Are you not still going to make the masks to wear inside?
I won't need as many though. I don't know.
You have to wear them on rides.
And
Just
also,
do it anyway. Just make them anyway.
yeah,
Something to do, innit?
I guess.
Sell them on eBay.
You know what? It was kind of nice last year when you didn't know how long it was going to go. We're making masks. It's like, yeah, making masks. And now I kind of resent making masks, thinking, am I going to wear this once? Because when I'm out and about, normally I wear a neck gaiter because I just love the convenience of it, up and down, just hang it around my neck. You know, it's just become like something I wear all the time. But making a mask just specifically to wear in a park, which is probably going to be once, I am going to resent doing it.
I think I've got my Toy Story. Yeah, I've got a Toy Story one in my back pocket. This is, and it's very creased. It's been in my back pocket. That's mine.
Very good.
Those.
Does the TGV still go from CDG to DLP?
Okay, I got Charles de Gaulle.
Right now, I would imagine. I mean, right now, I would imagine not, because there's not flights, but I couldn't say that for definite.
Ooh.
It does in the long term, though, I think.
Sam suggests bow ties.
Yes.
You would rock
but
dinosaur
a bow tie.
ties.
Bow tie's a long piece of material, isn't it? And it's the way you fold it.
Oh, not when you tie. I don't think you'd make one you tie, would you? You would just make a little fake one on a piece of elastic. Like little boys have when the page boys.
I guess I would do a fake one. I don't know, because I can tie a bow tie.
Andrew Palmer said bunting. I think bunting's quite a nice idea as well. I don't know when you'd use it, but bunting.
There are things we can do. Bunting's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm fine.
Mankini, Mark Chester
put your
says.
mind at rest.
Mark Chester, yeah, Mankini. Oh dear. Headband that turns into a mask. Like, just pull it down over your eyes.
Like the opposite of a gator.
Bandanas, says Andrew Palmer. Yeah, we've got some good ideas there. Right, sorry.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. We're in that little dead area between news and discussion. If there's anything else going on in the chat, I should know about.
Don't know if there's any more questions that we had. I think we've got most of them.
No, look at Mark Chester's comment. Read Mark Chester's comment a bit further up. It relates to Disney cruises.
Oh, yeah. Julie has just informed me that she is looking at the Disney staycation cruise from Tilbury. Did not think we had the budget. Getting excited. A little we escaped.
I would be very interested in that subject. But if you're going from Tilbury, you're going about 6 weeks after we're going, I think. Well, we're gonna be vlogging, and we're going to be doing all the pre-videos and the post-videos and stuff. So I've got a little idea for how I want to do a video. I'm going to do, because it's the first time I've ever done a Disney cruise, obviously, I was going to do an expectations versus reality video where I do a little interview with myself before we go, like what my expectations are. And then when I come back, I do another face to camera one of what the reality was. So if you're interested in anything like that, or if there's anything particular you want me to check out while we're on the ships, let me know. And then you can have all that anticipation before you go from Tilbury.
I'm very excited for all of you who are going on cruises. I wish I was, but also I'm not. So
I thought you didn't fancy it, Chris, because
it's just the Disney fix, isn't it?
Too much sea.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm still envious though. It's the
enough.
Disney fix, isn't it? It's exactly what Hugh was talking about the other week.
Yeah.
Where's it coming from? It's not coming from anywhere, is it? So I need it. Well, it is, because we get it every week. No, we all get it every week, right here, right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot about that. Yay.
We went on a walk today, and I was simultaneously planning about 4 different holidays as we walked. I was going, when do you think we'll go to Alani? And I really fancy doing an Alaska cruise, but we need to do Disneyland California. And this was all getting planned on a walk to Osset.
Do you fancy the Star Wars hotel when it opens?
Oh, no.
No.
It just, the idea of there must be an option to not get involved with the role playing, because as a massive Star Wars fan and as an actor, I still don't want to go in there, be given a robe and have to play along. I just want to find out where my room is, and
you don't want a murder mystery evening, basically.
No, I really don't. I can't be bothered with all that.
It might be different when it comes out, but it does look like it's going to be like 3-day space missions, and you have to do them.
What do you reckon?
No, well, I'm with you on this. I'm no fan of being forced into performing, and this kind of thing just doesn't appeal to me at all. But the atmosphere of it, the idea of actually being in a hotel that's themed to that level of detail really, really appeals to me. So if you could do like a light version, then yes,
there must be that option, because a lot of people wouldn't go like, it would make them too anxious just thinking about it. Like they'll be losing business, hand over fist. So
I think they'll have a very limited audience, and thing is, they'll work through them very quickly. Those people who are massive Star Wars fans are rich, let's face it, and have got that will to do this kind of role play. They're all going to be fighting for the first 6 months, and it's going to be hard to get a booking. And then after that, I just don't. I mean, those people might want to go again. Maybe they'll really enjoy it. But I don't think you've got an unlimited worldwide audience that's just going to keep filling it up year after year. I think they'll do a light version.
I guess it depends how they want to bring people into it, because the other thing I will say is, as much as I don't like doing that kind of thing, if I'm brought in the right kind of way, I can be coaxed into it. And I think once you've got into something like that and you give into it and you're relaxed with it, it's okay. But you're right, people will feel anxious about it if that's the full expectation is you're going to be a Jedi or whatever it might be, and you're going to go and do these missions. That, I think, yes, it'll appeal to some people. It really won't appeal to other people. But if they do, just think, we're talking about Imagineers here. We're talking about Disney and the way that they do things. There's every chance that they've got a way, or that they will have a way that brings people in the right kind of way and lets you be involved as you want to be, but also tries to encourage you to get more and more involved as well. So,
an idea has just occurred to me, and this might be how they do it, and it's because I've been watching cruise vlogs recently, is that the bigger ships, the Dream and the Fantasy, not the one we're going on, but they have an interactive scavenger hunt that goes around the ship, and you get clues, and there's all the pictures that are on the wall. Some of them move and interact and give you another clue, and then you have to go and find another picture. And so it's just another thing that, as a family on this cruise ship for 3 days, that you can do. Now, I think the three of us, particularly me and Bonnie, but I think the three of us together would really enjoy doing that. And I'm like, oh, don't they have it on our ship? But if they did it like that, where it was like, if other human beings were going to leave us alone, but we could do a little challenge / scavenger hunt, solve a mystery, a bit like an escape room.
Yeah.
But we could do it in our own time, and between the three of us, I think I'd be more inclined to do that. But if I have to start doing role play with an over-enthusiastic American, I don't know.
I've taken us on a tangent here, haven't I?
Yes, you have. So our discussion this week, what is our Disneyland Paris bucket list? We've kind of talked about a couple of worldwide Disney bucket lists there, but your Disneyland Paris bucket list. So this is something you have never done that you simply must do at some point in your life. Now, I want to caveat by saying I don't want any new experiences, such as the Iron Man roller coaster, because you've never had a chance to do that. Okay. So you can't say you haven't done it. So it's just things you haven't done yet, but you want to do. And give your answers in the chat as well. We'd love to know what you're desperate to do.
And it could be just a season that you want to go to. It could be a restaurant. Because with rides, I have now done all the rides as of was it the last trip or the one before? Where I finally did Crush's. Yeah, it was one before where I did Crush's Coaster. That was the last one on the list. So I've done all the rides there now. So that just leaves me with other options.
Mm-hmm.
But what's yours, Chris? I'm interested. Is it a ride?
You've got a long list, haven't you, Chris?
I started writing some things down before the show to try and decide where I would go with this, because I've only been twice. There's an awful lot that I can still do, and I've always been with the kids. So there's all kinds of different things. From a ride point of view, let me reel these things off. From a ride point of view, I've not done any of the roller coasters, so I'd like to do Big Thunder Mountain. I'd like to do Hyperspace Mountain in particular. So but there are many rides that I haven't been on. I've hardly done anything at the studios at all. There isn't much at the moment, but I've hardly done anything that's there. So yeah, ride wise, all that. The other big one for me is about next time I go, which is more of I'm looking forward to, but it will happen, is taking Ollie on Star Tours. I just remember what it was like when I went on with Lucas the first time, and how much he enjoyed it. I'm just really looking forward to being able to get all of us on there at the same time. But the big one for me is we had a holiday booked to go to Disneyland Paris in May this year, and we were supposed to go and stay at Disneyland Hotel. We were supposed to be able to go and have character meals. We were supposed to be able to eat on the premier on the top dining plan, so we could eat literally everywhere, anywhere we wanted to, and that's the big thing for me. We've missed out on this, like the top end holiday that we'll probably never ever get the opportunity to do again. So bucket list wise, it's the opportunity to have that holiday, I think.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was trying to remember all the hotels. What's the one by the lake?
Newport Bay on
Newport Bay, yeah. I was just
New
thinking,
York.
I wonder if that would be on mine, because
No, Hugh. I don't. Well, the Compass Club is good, and it doesn't feel too busy. But also, the whole time we were there, you could see the kind of standard rooms and how busy it was on the desk there. The whole time it was just this huge hotel, and it is a very, very busy hotel, and I don't think you'd like that. And honestly, I'm not entirely sure that the theming's your kind of thing either, from what I know about you and what you do like.
I've stayed in Newport Bay. I really did like the theming. I went with my mum at the time, so it was definitely her type of theming. She really liked it. I remember it being quite classy and nautical. It is an incredibly busy lobby. I remember the stairs
Really
in
busy.
particular, really wide stairs, but it was just loads of people flooding up it. But it's popular for a reason. It is.
Oh yeah,
it's a
good.
nice hotel.
Don't get me wrong, it's good. But when our holiday got moved and we booked Sequoia Lodge, and then we got told that Sequoia wasn't going to be open, we got moved to Newport Bay. That made our mind up for us. It was straight away. We really wanted to go and see what Sequoia was like. That was quite important to go and do a different hotel. But having seen how busy it was in the standard rooms at Newport Bay, I wasn't keen to go and do that again. I don't think.
We loved Sequoia. We absolutely loved Sequoia. I think
that's one of the reasons I want to go, because you recommended it to me. That to me, that's bucket list as well. It's this opportunity to go and do something a bit different.
Okay. Well, I'm going to fire a couple off, and then Hugh can talk, then I'll fire another couple off, because I've got quite a few on my list. So, top of my list.
I didn't know we did more than one.
And I've kind of been trying to get this to work for a couple of years, and I think I will get it to work pretty soon, is I want to take my parents, and specifically, I want to take my mum on It's a Small World. Like, that is my absolute bucket list, get my mum back on It's a Small World, because... I mean, everyone knows I'm a dance teacher, but before me, my mum is a dance teacher too. I kind of took over my mum's business. We went on together when I was an early teen, and we went on Small World, and we just both loved it. It was like a life-changing experience. That's a bit much, isn't it? But it was when they had a shop at the end where the Princess Pavilion is now. We just went straight through the shop, back round and back on again, and did that 4 or 5 times in a row, like a ridiculous thing. And you can often get straight on Small World. And my mum just loves it, and she still talks about it now. She still talks about the costumes and the dolls, and she hasn't been back since then. And the reason the dance teacher thing came in is when we got back, for the dancing school show, she combined all the under 10 tap classes, which was about 40 or 50 kids, and dressed them all in different national dress. We got loads of, we just begged, borrowed and stole all sorts of fancy dress from all over the place. Everyone could be different things, and made them all countries' flags. I'm going to tear up thinking about it. When theatre can just be so magical. And all these tiny little kids, the curtains open, and they all lift the flags up and start waving. And it was the best thing my mum has ever done on stage. And it was just brilliant. The costumes, the music, everything. But it was my mum's baby. That was her creation, was that show. And I really, really, really want to take my mum back on Small World. It's such a big bucket list.
You just reminded me.
Probably Paris.
You just reminded me of taking Dad on there at Christmas last year. And, it was just amazing to see him just turn into a little kid. It absolutely loved it. And as I've said to you before, they went to Disney going, we're going to go to a theme park with the kids because, we want to go and spend time with our grandchildren.
Like Alton Towers kind of thing,
And they came away and they're full-on Disney fans now. It's just that it's what's happened to them. I would never have expected my dad to be like that at all. And that's all because of Small World.
Well, the funny thing is, my dad, I remember his reaction when I was I wasn't a kid when we went, but when I was an early teen, and he was so appreciative of the architecture and the details and all this. And as he's got older, he's like going, I'm not bothered about going, Lucy. I'm not bothered about going. And I just know in the back of my mind that if I did get him there, because me and my mum nagged him enough that he'd remember. Do you know what I mean? He'd remember how much he loved it. So I want to get him back as well. I'll do one more and then I'll pass it over. This was a massive bucket list for me for a while, but it's slipped off the grid now just because events have been cancelled. But I did the 36K at the Run Disney event. One of the top 5 weekends of my life. I loved every single element of it. It was amazing, except going on Pirates and having a massive tall guy in front of me. Different anecdote. But they do a special, you always get that FOMO kind of thing. They do a special medal called the Castle to Chateau medal for people who have done a American half marathon and a French half marathon in the same calendar year. So I would like to do Run Disney again, and also time one of our Florida trips for a Run Disney event, and I would like to get the Castle to Chateau medal. Now that's not, this is bucket list. What would you like to do before you die? I can't see how I can make that work, either timing wise or financially. But if we'd been pure fantasy bucket list, that would be on it.
That's ace. I love hearing you talk about Run Disney as well. It's something that, I wanted to, a while ago, I signed up for the Leeds half marathon, and I say a while ago, 8 years ago, and 8.5 years ago, because the reason that I didn't do it was that Lucas was due the same week as the half marathon, and I thought I might be a bit busy that week, so I better drop out. But now that I've lost a bit of weight and I'm a lot healthier than I have been, I'm suddenly starting to think, do you know what? I quite fancy running again. And yeah, hearing you talk about Run Disney just made me go, oh, I wonder if I could persuade my wife to let me do that.
Yeah, what if we did a leave the kids at home, 3 of us do the race thing? You don't like running with other people, do you? But you'd be allowed to just run off ahead if you wanted.
Yeah, but I think I could, it would be an event, I'd make an exception for it. But
because thing is, one of the reasons
when I go running normally, I'd like the idea of having someone with me is just like insane to me.
Oh yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Because we've both run in the past. We're not currently doing it either of us at the moment.
I'm about to start again. I'm very close.
I'm constantly about to start again.
I've started thinking.
But people have said, do you train together? And we're like, do we? Heck. No, we stick podcasts in our ears and go off on our own. That's why we run,
It's a peaceful, quiet thing for me. The idea of someone with me ruins that.
And luckily, I agree with you. Well, so we don't fight about that.
I wouldn't necessarily have to run with you, although it could be quite fun for us to Disney bound as the 3 caballeros for a 5K, couldn't it?
Oh, this is happening now, Chris. This is happening now. I'm not even kidding. The minute they announce another one, I'm going to nag you. That would be the best weekend. What I was going to say is one of the reasons it was such an important Disney experience for me in top 5, and no offense to present company, is because I went on my own, and both me and Hugh are great together, but we're both quite independent in many ways. And I really have always enjoyed traveling and doing things on my own because it's so kind of private and secret and yours. And the whole experience of getting on a plane and then getting on a train and staying in a hotel room on your own, it was quite magical. But if we did it, but I've done that. And if we did it again and the 3 of us did it, that would be ace.
Well, I'd be totally up for that. We might just have a bit of work persuading other people.
I just want to say, I don't think I said where I got my sauce from.
Oh God!
Well, there'll be people. Well, like we haven't tasted it yet, so we might taste it next week and be like, "Oh, it's awful." Don't bother. But people want to risk it, it's called Hela, Hela, and I got it from Quality Save, which is the exact same. I think it's just an offshoot of Home Bargains because it's the same branding and everything. But for some reason, it's called Quality Save.
But Quality Save, I think, is a Dewsbury thing, isn't it? Because I've never been in another Quality Save than that one.
There's lots of Quality Save.
There's lots of Home Bargains.
Yeah. I think Quality Save was its own thing, and possibly Home Bargains bought it out, but were worried that the locals wouldn't understand.
Reject Home Bargains.
Is it in Woolworths now? Is it in the old Woolworths building these days?
It's the old Woolworths.
Is this the kind of chat you wanted, Mark?
This is very local, isn't it? We're not going to talk about Disneyland Paris. We're going to talk about Dewsbury Town Centre.
Where did they get
I can't go to bed till he tells me where he got his sauce from. Indeed. Right, I've done 2 and I've got 2 more. So, Hugh, do you want to?
Well, mine, I've just got one, and it's going to be some kind of restaurant. Now, there's 3 that spring to mind. One is Walt's. I think Sam mentioned that in the chat before. But the thing is, I was just clutching at straws thinking, what haven't I done? I haven't done Walt's. But I'd like to do Walt's, but I've never like been aching to do it. I've never thought, I must one day do that. I think we will at some point. But so I thought maybe it's not Walt's because I've never had a real hankering to do it. And then I thought, is it Captain Jack's, the old Blue Lagoon? I'd like to just be in there, sit and watch the boats go by. It just seems peaceful and, suitably dark and dingy. And we almost went in last time, so that must mean there was something on the menu that appealed to me. Maybe it was a grilled chicken or something, because I'll get the menu up in a minute. But you know what I think it is? I think it's just to finally go in Fuente del Oro.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a quick service. I'll have the chicken fajitas, please.
Is the cone there?
Wall next to cone. I'm really sorry. I'm in a group chat and it's going absolutely mental. I'm going to move this away.
That happens to me nearly every week. Actually.
I don't know how to do it.
I'm going to look at the menu for Captain Jack's. You know what's annoying on the Disneyland Paris website though is as you're looking through the restaurants, there's a thing to the side that says menu, but it's the website menu. So
it
captures you out.
Link,
captures you out. Captain Jack's.
Captain Jack's is one of my other ones. We have kind of talked to Bonnie and said
probably would be Captain Jack's actually.
Yeah,
because because I popped my head in Fuente del Oro once. I think last time I went, I just popped my head in, and it was pretty sort of
very basic.
Do you know when you go in and like if it was full of chairs and tables, it would feel kind of cozy, but there's just kind of a big open space when you go in, and it just felt too like corridory.
I've not been in, but I've seen a video of someone going in and ordering some food in there, and my memory of that video was it looked like a kebab shop.
It does, and because it serves. I like Mexican food, but I like sit down Mexican food when they serve it on a sizzling skillet, and the idea of quick service fajitas just doesn't get me.
Now, actually, I'm looking at the pictures. Captain Jack's looks
Captain Jack's
looks really cool. Let's look at the view menu. Exotic restaurant.
We have kind of said to Bonnie as well, because she really wants to go in, and we had to say, Bonnie, you'd have to eat squid. You do realise, or whatever it is on the menu.
Because you're going to force
it. But we've kind of said now, look, we'll go, Bonnie. If there's nothing on the menu you like, hang tight. We'll get you a bag of chips. Do you know what I mean? Because all 3 of us, she's got to the age where she's got her own wants, and she's seen it. She's like, I really want to go in there. So I think we will next time.
Could have a Caribbean chicken because I'm not a fishy person. That comes with prawns. Again, prawns. Even prawns, I'm a bit iffy about, but I'll eat them. Or I could have beef. I don't eat red meat anymore, but when I'm in the parks, it's
slim pickings,
and we're gonna have hot dogs next week. So I almost got some chicken ones yesterday, and I thought, no, if I'm gonna do this, we're gonna do it properly, Chris. We're gonna have proper hot dogs. I'm gonna get proper bratwurst ones from Lidl next week. So I think I'll get the tender beef with the tamarind sauce. I don't know what that is.
He's already chosen his dish. We've got to go now.
Jalapeno salsa and sweet potatoes.
That sounds good.
$37.99. Yes, please.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's island-style rice pudding with mango puree.
There's some pretty morbid chat going on at the moment. Have you noticed?
Is there?
No, I've been looking at this.
He's on that menu. Come on,
Mark Riley says, where in DLP would you want to kick the bucket?
Ooh. Oh, gosh.
Mark Chester says, in Mickey's arms, pub or character, either or. Mark Riley says, Merida's arms.
I'd want it to be quick.
Maybe
decapitated.
Could it be something like falling from the Tower of Terror? or like falling out of the treehouse? Could it be something as grim as that, or does it have
Toy
to be
Story
like,
parachute drop failure?
Yeah, or does it have to be something romantic like the lights slowly going from my eyes as I'm watching the fireworks?
Could be that.
Yeah,
Tied to the railway track.
Yeah, I was thinking decapitated by Casey Jr. Then you could be looking at like
I'm assuming
Beauty and the Beast castle, couldn't you? And then you'd go pretty quick then.
Naked in the lagoon after taking copious amounts of drugs. Oh no, that kind of almost happened anyway, didn't it?
That can be arranged, Chris.
Mark thinks me talking about this Hela Spiced Ketchup curry original unique Hela recipe is some kind of product placement.
Oh, that's funny. We aren't getting a penny
too
for
am beginning
this.
to wonder
It's
what
available
it's about.
from all good discount shops now. Do check it out. It's 99 pence, and that gets you 348 grams. That's 300 millilitres. Good day on there. Lasts till well into December. So yeah. So with Hela Spiced Ketchup, you really will put some spice in your life.
Is it sponsored by the goddess of death?
Yeah, I was going to mention Hela, the sister in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So it's it's all topical.
We'll put a product placement P in the top corner of the thing up here next week.
If Hela do want to sponsor us, they certainly can. Sponsored by Hela Spiced Ketchup.
So, do you have anything else on your bucket list, Chris? I'm trying to rein control back. Have you got anything?
I don't have anything else on my bucket list as such. I'd quite like to have one of those cocktails with the flashing light, flashing ice cream.
Oh, that was going to be on mine. Glutinis.
That's hers.
Yeah. But
Because every time we go, she brings it up, and then she never has one.
I'm not a drinker really, and it's so like I'm such Instagram fodder because it's like they just look really cool. Oh,
anymore.
Those days are.
Thing is that sometimes
behind
I'll try to encourage her to have a glass of wine, and she won't have one. I go, have a glass of wine. So sometimes we're watching something, and she goes, "Oh, this is making me like actually fancy a glass of wine." I go, "Go on, have a wine." She won't have one.
We've got, it'll be off now, but we've had a half-open bottle of white wine in our fridge for like
I remember
a year and a half.
I bought a
Day was
in the
that
bin, tip it down the
lasted
sink.
an hour and a half.
What's wrong with
I
you?
bought a Captain Morgan's.
Oh yeah,
Morgan's?
the spiced one.
Do you know the pineapple one with the tiki bottle? It's got a tiki face. I've got one of those in the cupboard somewhere. And yesterday I was in Sainsbury's and I saw it and I thought, I've got one of them. Should have that. And well, do you know what? Because I only drink for half the year. So as soon as July 1st hits, I'm having some in the garden.
I'm 12 weeks now. 12 weeks without a beer. I've had an alcohol-free one tonight, and I may have another one when we record. I'm assuming we're recording Quisney Street later.
We are.
Yeah.
So let's get going.
Yeah.
So the only one left on my list, and it's a bit vague, but I would like to attend a hard ticket event, a after hours, either Halloween, New Year's, or they went through a phase of doing what did they call it? Fan days, which seemed to kind of disappear, kind of sharpish. They've done other annual pass ones, like a Tower of Terror tribute thing on an anniversary of the Tower of Terror. But really, it is just for the experience of being there with limited crowds for a special event for purpose. And I'd just like to do one. Just like to see what it's like. Never done one.
And then I resent people who go to those ticketed events because of the way in which I was pushed around the park at Halloween.
Yeah.
In the evening, everything gradually closing off and having to go literally round the back from
Get out, peasants.
Fantasyland right to Discoveryland.
I don't like that.
It was so that's good. I'll resent you while you're there.
It was kind of my bucket list to do it at Disney World as well, and we are very unlikely to travel in the summer and autumn in the future, but we've been forced to this time because of cancellations and rebooking. And they're bringing back a watered down version of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and it's called Boo Bash, and I just can't decide.
You be careful where you put the break in those words. I think.
Boo Bash.
Boo bash is something Lucy used to get in the past when she smoked.
Oh my God.
Oops. Just brush it
So
off.
when you prop your cigarette underneath like that.
Yeah, that's when you just use them as a little holder.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So this is why Matt Riley said, have you applied to Inside Ear? It's probably not with chat like this.
I don't think we're big enough yet, Mark Riley, which is why we need.
You don't apply to them.
Honestly,
they come to
that
you.
is. I've got my eyes on the prize with that.
That's
why I would really appreciate you guys sharing this and telling other people about us.
If you know, on the Prius.
Yeah, if you know anyone else who's going to Disneyland Paris or loves Disney chat, just tell them about us. Say you watch this thing, because we would. But I think you need a certain reach.
Yeah, so guys, it's all on you to share this with 50 of your friends.
Get off our backs. Yeah. If you want us to get inside ears, then you do some work. Come on.
Right. Okay, I'm taking the reins because we keep going off a bit. So the final my iPad where the messenger was going crazy has got my chats on. But the last thing is Hugh came up with a little gem on YouTube today. I was sitting with my laptop doing the show notes, and he got hold of the remote control and he put an absolute Disney gem on. And I said, you need to tell people about this on the show. So I don't know exactly what it was we watched, so I'm going to leave it to Hugh to tell
really
you.
Neither do I. It's only been online for a week. It's 36,000 views. I've never seen this before. I sent it to you, Chris. It's The Muppets at Walt Disney World. It's actually called on YouTube. If you just put Muppets Disney World, you'll find it. But it's called The Muppets at Disney World, May 6th, 1990. And it's exactly as it sounds. It's the Muppets going around Disney World, and it's about
Michael Eisner.
It's 47 minutes 14 seconds. Michael Eisner's at the start.
Some fantastic acting from Michael Eisner at the start.
You know what? I was saying, you wouldn't get that from Chapek, would you?
No.
He's not.
No.
Say what you will about Eisner. I think he really got Disney. Do you know what I mean? He got this need for all this showmanship.
He's got a twinkle in his eye.
Yeah,
he does. And what's the guy in it? Is it Charles?
Yeah, Charles Grodin.
I, for some reason, as soon as he came on, I just thought, that's Phil Hartman. And I've mixed them up in the past before. You know Phil Hartman? I'm Troy McClure. And I was telling Lucy, I said, he's normally a very good performer, but he's phoning this in. And then I said, and his wife, his girlfriend shot him. And she was like, what? And she looked it up. And now normally I'm like, facial recognition's bob on. But for some reason I mixed these two up, and Lucy was like,
he's the dad from Beethoven. That's what I knew him from.
So I messed that one up. But anyway,
it's like me and Dennis
Muppets
Pennis.
in Disney World.
It's very Muppet humour, and they're going around all the various sites. They're going around World Showcase with the Swedish chef, and you've got Miss Piggy being the volunteer in the Indiana Jones stunt show, and just zany stuff like that. But if you like Disney parks and you like the Muppets, it is a very good way of spending 3/4 of an hour.
Or if you like one of those two things,
you
might still like it.
I'll pop the link in the description,
right?
On YouTube. I'll try and put it into the podcast as well for y'all.
There is a very tedious parody of Rocking All Over the World. It's called like Rocking Around the World, and it's very, very similar.
There's love in a laundromat as well between it. I've never been comfortable with the love affair between Gonzo and the chicken. I've never been comfortable with that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, prejudices are showing.
Maybe that's it, but interspecies love. But yeah, there's a love song between Gonzo and Camilla in the Walt Disney World cast laundry. Now that's the thing you never knew you needed to see.
No.
Oh dear,
I've watched the first 5 minutes of it, and I thought I want to on my phone, and I thought I want to savor this. I'm saving it. I'm going to watch it another time, so I shall find time to watch it at some point this week. I can't wait. I love the Muppets. I absolutely love the Muppets.
Yeah.
They can do wrong. We all know that, but I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Right, that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you everyone for joining us again. We really do enjoy ourselves, and we do love the little back and forth with you. I don't think the show would be as lively as it was without you interacting with us there. So thank you again for joining us. Subscribe, follow, do all that stuff on all the social media. We try to be as active as we can. We are particularly leaning on YouTube at the moment, so that's the place to interact, we do believe, but also Twitter we're quite prevalent on. I have uploaded another DVC video this week. This is about how many points you need. So if I've whet your appetite and you're thinking, I need to buy DVC, you need to work out how many points you want to buy, and that's going to dictate everything else you need to know. So it's a very must-watch video if you're interested in DVC, and that can be found on our YouTube channel. Now, unless you two ne'er-do-wells have got anything else to add?
I just want to say, if your taste buds are falling behind, then it's time to catch up with Hela Spiced Ketchup, curry flavour, 99 pence, available at all good quality saves and home bargains, possibly B&M. I'm not too sure about that one.
I've been Lucy, that's been Hugh, that's been Chris, you've been great. Goodbye. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, I've gone now. Press the button. It's too late. Okay. It's too late.
This is some really good chat then.
Yes.